The legendary musicians of Karachi, up close and personal.
Hi, I'm Russell D'Souza. I'm a musician, a bass player, and I've been playing for a long time. And I belong to Karachi. I mean, I was born, bred, raised up in Karachi. Spent all my wonderful childhood, teenage years, and then eventually rolled into music and became a professional bass player and a musician. Basically, I was fond of music. Obviously, my dad used to listen to very, very good music. I never thought I would be a musician. I knew I was a music lover, but not a musician. But eventually, my uncle Norman, my uncle Sydney, when I was very little, I used to go and watch them practice and jam and all. And eventually, what's in the blood comes out at the end of the time. And I started playing music from an early age, but I came on stage basically. My first musical program was, I started off in school, playing for school shows and all, but professionally I came sometime in 85, 86. And I started playing at this restaurant called The Village, where most of the good musicians, that was, you can say, the hub from where all these musicians came out and then branched off and started playing in bigger places like the big hotels.
The bass legend has been associated with many renowned artists in his past.
My first band I formed up was with Amir Zaki. It was a trio band, and we were playing only rock music. Then after that, then so forth, then we made another band, me and Zaki. In that I had Bonnie playing drums, and there was this keyboard player Nadeem Zaki, he was playing keyboards, and that was even a good band, and then that fizzled out because every musicians have different temperaments. My first tour out of Pakistan, first ever tour, was with Hadika Kiani, and that was, I had a trip to Dubai. After that, my second international trip was for the UK, where I played with various artists as a session musician. That was way back in 2001, I suppose. My current lineup with me, who I'm backing up, is Mr. Shafqat Amanat Ali.
Like father, like son, Russell inherited his musical genes from his gifted father and has transferred them to his talented children.
Well, a lot of people asked me about my children being into music, and yes, my elder son Bradley is into music. He's currently playing with strings, and a lot of people say that he's a better bass player than me. I won't say that he's a better bass player than me. He's a better musician than me, basically, because obviously he's new, young. We are old school. But yes, the basics, whilst he was growing up, he learned from me. So if my son is a better bass player, God bless him, and with my whole heart I say, he can be number one day.
Like any other musician, Russell has his own individual point of view of the past and the current music business.
The music business, way back in the 80s, I would say it was flourishing, yes. But now, at you can say from 2012, 13, or even 2010 onwards, it started picking up again. And we are getting some very, very good young, talented musicians, guitar players, drummers, singers, keyboard players, and with all the media, that now media is very big, social media, so everybody is getting a chance on it.
The bass master, in his view, laments the decline of the music TV channels that once provided uninterrupted support to the musicians.
When we were playing music as teenagers, they were the first music channel, I think, was MCC. music channel charts, I think so. It was aired by ST, and then there was Indus Music, the biggest TV music channel that promoted a lot of good music, and a lot of people came on that. And now what has happened is that our people have preferred to hear more Bollywood stuff, and they're not, promoting and supporting our musicians and our singers. And because of that, the music channels faded out, and obviously not much money is being made from that. There's more news channels than music channels over here. You open every channel, there's news going on, and you get fed up watching the news, You should watch some music.
Video killed a radio star, and if that wasn't enough, the transistor waves too changed frequencies from local to across the border tunes. Hence, a downward spiral was predictable.
There was a time when radio had a major part in music, because at that time we were not getting any music coming from anywhere. The stores never used to have the top charts, and the radio used to provide us all that. Now radio is not providing as such music, because at one time all the FM channels were playing mostly Bollywood songs, and the mass public, that this is how our music died off, because of the radio channels promoting Bollywood songs. Well, I was asked a question of the beverages company having these music shows on TV and promoting artists and all. But really, do you think a beverage would like to advertise itself through music? People are buying their stuff anyways. But if they want to do music, but then they should do it the proper way. It's not just like, directed on one single track, and the rest of the people who are in that music play are not doing much. It's just focused on certain characters and individuals.
Russell's message to his fans, especially the young and upcoming musicians of the country.
Well guys, my message to the young musicians is, back in our days we did not have YouTube. We only had a radio, national Quranic radio. We used to hear music on that and work our parts out, sweat it out to get it right. Now you guys have YouTube, and on YouTube you get stuck in any part or any note, you got YouTube on, you worked it out, you played it. Where is you in the music? You have to play music to be you, not to be YouTube. Well, I would sincerely like to thank legendary musicians of Karachi, which is in short terms LMK, and they're doing a wonderful job, and they have given me this opportunity to be the first to come and do an interview and talk about it. And likewise, like me, there'll be more legendary musicians coming here on this page. It's a wonderful page, and we have LMK and Shadows Productions who are together collaborating and promoting this wonderful talent and the people who play good music. The government of our country, government of Pakistan, a lot of people say, okay, why isn't the government doing something for the musicians and for the artists and all that? Let me zero it in basically. How the government can be a help to the musicians and the artists is if they make this a legitimate industry. Once that is stamped, the musicians, the artists will automatically be supported. But they have not made that into an industry, because our industry is mostly based on dramas, and even our movie industry has gone down the drain. So the dramas that we are producing in this country, that's an industry. It's a mini industry, but it's thriving. Likewise, if the music industry and can be boosted up, that will be another mini industry, and eventually it will become a big industry, because we have a lot of talented people in this country who just need to come on one platform and do their thing. I would like to say one thing. Whilst I was growing up playing music and with like other legendary musicians that I have seen performing, including my uncles and the big bands like Blackjacks and Keynotes and Talisman and Communications and all, and these guys, I've learned a lot from them. And one thing especially I would like to say, that one person who really inspired me to play bass, and up till to date I say it to myself, I say to others, is I was inspired by Mr. Neil Aranjo to play bass. I was never a bass player, but looking at Neil Aranjo, I said, man, I gotta play bass like that guy, you know. And thank you, Neil. If it was not for you, I would have been a bass player today.
Music encapsulates the heart and transcends all languages and borders. Once admitted to the soul, becomes irrepressible and undying, and so shall be the stories and memories of our legends.